Sales, I'm very surprised you animals controlled yourself. Aren't you, Tone? I'm very surprised that you animals controlled yourself. You know, it's funny. Every time you guys see a really good-looking woman, some of you melt and you don't know. That's why when me and Tone have very good-looking women, that doesn't really faze us that much. It's another day, right? To me, it's Friday. To you, whoa, look at the girls. Remember, I get it. See, that's why with some of you, and I was a little concerned about it because most of you are animals. And you're like an Italian, we like to call, like especially guys like LJ. He's an animal. Okay? That's what we call, that's an Italian word for animal. Okay? LJ, you're an animal. Okay? See, I'll say this to you. My wife, great looking. Oh, whole deal. Well, the day, bam. You know? She's got a cocktail shelf. You know, we're good. The whole thing, man. You know, you know, it's good. It's all right. How you doing? All right. Bought and paid for. We're good. You know, I want to go too crazy here. Give you too much info on big sales, but we're good. Okay. Yeah. But then it comes the attitude. You know, my wife looks great standing there. When she opens her mouth, that's when I go, good night, almighty Mick. Please, God, kill me now. Oh, man. Oh, absolutely. Oh, by the way, dude, should I say this to you? Oh, God. Hey, Tone, just like stop the show if I go overboard with this. Or like go to dark. Okay? You know what I mean? Go to like, I don't know, Gone Fishing or something. Brian Johnson has got job interviews. Gee, I wonder why. Because he's a high quality candidate to be a head coach. Yeah, okay. This is the shitty part of the Rooney Rule. This is affirmative action. This is not coaching. This is everything that's wrong with coaching, and it's cringy. Hey, let me interview. But I guess we're in a society, and I'm talking like a white guy. I guess we're in the society that we have to have it or we would never have it. Hey, there's Jalen Hurts. It is, you don't know what you don't know. It's kind of what that is. Is that appropriate? Does that fit? You don't know what you don't know. Does that go there? You don't know what. Hey, Brian Johnson. We do these things. You don't know what you don't know. Okay, I don't know. Does that fit? Offensive numbers are good. So are Kellen Moore's. So are Kellen Moore's. Okay? You don't know what you don't know. That's a quote of the day of the week, or actually of the week. You don't know what you don't know. Hey, Jalen, you know, hey, that from now on, I want him to answer every time he's talking about Fredo Sirianni. So when he's talking about Fredo Sirianni, simply just put it this way. So what do you make of the game plan? You don't know what you don't know. What do you make of the play calling? You don't know what you don't know. Actually, I'm starting to like the response because it's very Belichickian. Feed him shit. Yeah. Okay. Matt goes, Sills, how many reps did you bench in the combines? Back then, underclassmen couldn't go to the combines. They tested us at the school. I did 55. I did 55 reps in college at 225. Hoss, I did 550. What'd you think I did? I was 21 years old, bench pressing 550 pounds, running a 4.8 at 295. How you doing? Show me that in today's draft. I challenge you. Fredo Sirianni. What a big night he has. I have ranked the top 14 teams that are in the postseason as we get. By the way, the legendary Philly Godfather, who has made tons of money. Maniac says I ran a 4.420. Would have done 56 if Sirianni was your coach. LJ, if Fredo Sirianni was my coach, we wouldn't have showed up to the bench because I wouldn't have had to. We would have had the day off. We would have had to, hey, Tone, I wouldn't have had to have my bench and I wouldn't have had to do my skills day because Sirianni would have gave me the day off. No, you don't have to show. It's all right. We got it. Well, how do you know? Don't worry. Take the day off. Hey, go ahead. Go have a Mai Tai. Really? All right. Have a Mai Tai. I'll take the day off. Says you got to work out today. I just got traded to take the day off. Don't worry about it. And by the way, if you want to come in with helmets and shorts. Hey, you can wear your flip-flops if you want to. Don't worry about it. Yeah, poodle mentality. Yeah, I like that. Hey, why don't you just come on in, man? Yeah, you've got a swimmer's mentality. Dry yourself off. Sit in the sauna. Come see me when you're good. All right, I've ranked the top 14 teams in the playoffs. Number 14. I've got the Green Bay Packers. I think these boys don't know how good they are. Oh, God, please, dear Lord, go into Dallas and win this weekend. Oh, God, how great would that be if they beat the Cowboys? Is it true the Cowboys haven't lost a game in 2 years at home? Is that true? 16 games? Do the Cowboys? Sills goes, Tone is a ninja. Like it. Holy cow, 16 straight. 16 straight. Somebody just asked me if I was scared when I had meningitis. No, I wasn't scared when I had meningitis. I was scared when they read me my last rites. That's when I was scared. You ever had the last rites read to you? My wife's girlfriend was sitting next to me. Try that one on. I'd like to see a priest walk in. Start reading you the last rites. That might be a little scary. Yeah, the meningitis didn't scare me. That did. All right. Number 13. The Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to tell you a little something about this game. And when the Philly Godfather comes in, let me tell you 2 games. So the 2 weather games are going to be the Kansas City game and the Pittsburgh game. Those are your 2 games. Be prepared that anyone is going to win those games. And the team that runs the ball the best wins this game. It's not the team who's going to throw the ball in those two games. Okay? The two, and those Pittsburgh with Najee Harris can run the ball. Okay? I would not be surprised if Pittsburgh goes into Buffalo and that thing is a very close ball game going into the fourth. I think Pacheco's a good ball player, but I don't think he's Najee Harris. And I think Pittsburgh is going to play defense, and I think they're going to be able to run the ball. Kansas City's pretty good at defense. They're going to need it. But because of the weather, I think you're going to see an excess of over 40 carries between these four teams in this game, and turnovers are going to be the factor. And I don't know who wins these games. I'm probably going to go with the home teams if I were to pick, but don't be shocked if you see kind of what you saw the game plan with the Bills when they beat the Cowboys, where they just ran the – what did they throw the ball, 15 times? Would they have 10 completions or some shit like that? Or 7 completions? It was crazy, right? It's going to be something in that kind of conversation because you don't throw the ball in weather. You're looking for trouble, tips, getting hit. Remember something. You get when you throw a pass and a guy hits you and you don't, and that ball is against your frozen jersey. This is why you put as much stickum as you can. Not stickum, but what we used to put on wasn't really stickum. Because when you're a D lineman, we used to put like Vaseline all over. So when the offensive linemen grab you, you put Vaseline on. But the guys in the secondary and wide receivers, they'll put on tough skin, and they'll put on stuff that makes so that they can have tough skin, and they'll put tough skin in their jerseys so that when the ball in bad weather like that hits, remember the football's going to expand too. You got a high chance of turnover when you're playing in sub-zero weather. Have any of you ever played in 20 degrees below zero? I have. And it ain't cool. By the way, trying to get a fumble on the ice and on slick, dude, the cleats are going to be a factor. Who's got the proper footing? All of that is going to play a factor, man. Who can take it? Who's going to allow it to affect you the most? Dude, you're going into that game right now. And all four squads, Pittsburgh and Buffalo play in shitty weather. Miami doesn't. Kansas City plays in bad weather, but not like this. This is historic freezing. I don't care who you are, where you play. When you're playing in 30 below, Buffalo's going to have winds as high as 65 miles an hour. Who in their right mind would throw that except Brian Johnson and the Eagles? Who would throw the football in that? You have to be a moron. That's what I'm thinking, Maniac. It's going to be somewhere down in there. 17-16, 18-16. It's going to be like that. Kansas City, it's going to be something like that. 20-. And get this, Kansas City, their passing game is nullified now. Are you really going to throw to that trash can wide receivers you have? The wide receivers in Kansas City are as bad as the linebackers in Philly. Why in the world would I throw to people that are inexperienced wide receivers on the numbers? I got Kelsey and that's it? Okay, that's not bad. But let's not get crazy here. You got to run the football in this game. And I'm not going to be all that sad with punting. There's going to be a ton of punts in these games. You are not going to see a shitload of offense. Networks are probably going to be aggravated, but people like to watch snow games. Do you know snow games are some of the highest rated football games of all time? Oh, by the way, let me ask you this. As I stopped at 13, I got Green Bay 14, Pittsburgh 13. Hey, Yale, everyone, help me out on this. So 25 million people watched the national championship game between Michigan and Washington. 37 years ago, I played in my last national title game. And we had 65 million watches that night. It's the most watched college football game of all time. 23 share. How could we have 3 times the audience 37 years later? How's that possible? Now, we were on NBC. The game was on NBC Network. It wasn't on cable. Okay, so maybe that plays a factor. But 25 million people watched the national title game, and they said that was like the most watched game since 2015. And I'm like, holy cow, I played in way more viewed games. All our games were like 20 million, 29 million, 65 million. I played in some of the most visible games in the history of television in college. How come it's only 25? Ross goes, probably because of, Ross, you think that's it there? Because it was on cable? Probably so. Because we were on network television. Now, the number, we're on network. We're on NBC. You guys were on cable television. The national title this year was on cable TV. I was on a network. We played on networks. Yeah. Huh. Cable's expensive and streaming is where it's at. Yeah, that's why. And it was at night. It was 8 o'clock at night. It was 8:30 at night on the East Coast. It was the first national title game between 1 and 2. It was us against Penn State. And 65 million people watched us that night. Okay? Bro, said Sills, got to shave it. During the week, it was on January 2nd in 87. I don't know what that was. That's a good one there, Slagger. I don't remember what it was. Was it during the week? I think so. My birthday was the next day, January 3rd, believe it or not. Yeah, I flew back on my birthday. And Joe Paterno, I flew back with Joe Paterno, believe it or not. We flew back to the East Coast together. I love Joe Paterno. I know some of you hate him, but my relationship and my run-ins with him have been great. And my time talking with him has always been great. And he's always been publicly very supportive of me. And he's never said a bad word about me. And he's actually praised me. He said that Jerome and I were Millen and Clark 2.0. You guys probably don't even know who Bruce Clark and Matt Millen were. But they played at Penn State, and he told Jimmy these guys are, if not better than Millen and Clark. And so, it was a compliment. We took it as a compliment. We knew who they were back then. That's old stuff. Some of you guys don't even know who they are. But those guys, and Joe was really kind. And even said I outplayed Jerome. So, I mean, he was really a great guy. So let me finish this up here. Ranking the playoff teams. Green Bay 14, Pittsburgh 13. I got Tampa Bay 12. I got Houston 11. I got Miami 10. I got the Rams 9. I got Philadelphia 8. I don't know, man. I got the Cleveland Browns at 7. There's something about the Browns. They run the ball. They kill you on defense. And Flacco's good. I don't know what it's weird, but Cleveland, I got Detroit 6. I got Kansas City 5. I got Dallas 4. Buffalo 3. San Francisco 2. And I got Baltimore 1. So going into this weekend, Green Bay 14, Pittsburgh 13, Tampa Bay 12, Houston 11, Miami 10, the Rams 9. I got the Eagles 8. I got Cleveland 7. I got Detroit 6. I got KC 5. I got the Cowboys 4. I got Buffalo 3. I got the 49ers 2 and Baltimore 1. Baltimore, San Francisco. The Buffalo's the best team playing this weekend. And Dallas is playing the worst team of the weekend, and I still think Green Bay can win that game. That's going to be an interesting ball game. I mean it. That's going to be a crazy game to watch. That game. Yeah, but hey, those weather games, I'm telling you, Kansas City's going to have to run the ball. Miami's got a better running attack with their 2 running backs. They got 2 better running backs than KC has. That's why people are thinking Miami's going to go into that game. Tua's not going to throw the ball a lot. And if Tua beats Mahomes in Kansas City, boy, that game's on Peacock. Terrible. But Miami has a better running attack. Kansas City does have a D-line. And this Pittsburgh-Buffalo game, boy, it completely nullifies the passing game of Buffalo, that weather that they're getting up there and the wins that they're going to have. I mean, they're talking about historic wins. I heard Tone say something about with the NFL canceled games. Tone, what do you think? This is a union? Do you think this is the Philadelphia Union versus the LA Galaxy? Okay, good Douglas Sells. I'm joking here. You cancel games like that when you're the Philadelphia Union playing the LA Galaxy. Snow games are made for TV. Can you see them guys sitting in them shorts going, it's a little kind of cold out here. I don't know. Do the soccer guys talk like that? I have no idea. I'm not trying to stereotype anybody, but and for the record, he's Italian. How you doing? Yeah, I mean, you can't flop in the snow, can you? I heard Tone say that. Now that I know that he was joking, I saw the face that he made when he said it. You don't think they'll cancel? Man, NFL don't cancel. Do you understand? President of the United States got shot back in the 60s. They didn't stop the games. That's not what the NFL doesn't do that. Okay? The NFL doesn't do that. What do you think? They're going to reschedule? President of the United States was assassinated. The NFL played. Now, to Pete Rozelle's credit, he did say my biggest mistake of my entire life as commissioner of the league was playing during that time. And they did move the games when it came to September 11th. So, okay, just to be historically factual, that he did say that it was his biggest mistake, Rozelle, not canceling the games when it came to the assassination of President Kennedy. So, all right. I think my guy's got $200,000 on him. Philly Godfather has like $200,000 on him. And you know how he made the money? He bet against Tone every week. No. And he went with the Cowboys. It does like, hey, Sills, listen, man, you got to know something here. You know, you may have your name on the marquee, but you know what? I'm the guy who controls the engine in the ship here, and I can shut the ship off at any time. So just so we're keeping score here, talking shit behind the mic here, kid. I got it. I'm sorry, Tone. I mean, I know where the guardrails are. I know where the guardrails are. He goes like this right here. Hey, look, Cells. It's like Meet the Fockers. Final hour coming up. Our good friend, Philly Godfather, will be with us trying to make you some more money. Hit the like button. Keep it here, National Football Show.
Football and Hooters,